The following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with what will hopefully be a successful review, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at one of the more hard to obtain Transformers action figures for most fans and collectors, because this Transformers action figure was released exclusively by Takara Tomy in Japan originally. Luckily it's still available for purchase on Amazon, though it's going for more than retail price, and it is the Takara Tomy exclusive Transformers Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime. So this is the exterior box. Takara Tomy likes to have their Transformers action figures packaged in 3 boxes, a cardboard box from the factory, then this exterior box if you want to keep the action figure inside and never take it out. So here's just the logo. Here's the word Transformers Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime, and this white letters on black background. This is something the exterior boxes on most Takara Tomy exclusive Transformers figures have had over the last 1.5 decades. Sorry for having it upside down. It says authentic Takara Tomy product as sold in Japan. So this was originally meant to be sold in Japanese markets. Even though it's a Takara Tomy exclusive, it's got both Takara Tomy and Hasbro's logo to show that these are the 2 companies across the globe that hold the official rights to the Transformers franchise. On the back of the exterior box, you've got a barcode. Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime, name of the product, Hasbro and Takara Tomy's logos again. And made in Vietnam, that's where Transformers action figures are currently being manufactured. They are not made in China anymore, they're now being made in Vietnam. And yeah, pretty nice looking exterior box. So setting the exterior box to the side, here is the actual box that the action figure comes in. So here is the Transformers Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime. And this is actually a collab Transformers action figure. Optimus Prime's alt mode is I don't know if it's an actual or if it's been manufactured yet or if it's just a prototype, but Optimus Prime transforms into an actual model of Moon Roller that's been designed by JAXA or JAXA. I can't remember how it's called, but JAXA is the name of the company that produced this lunar rover, and JAXA, JAXA, it stands for Japanese Aerospace Exploration Association, and it's the Japanese version of NASA. And this Moon Roller was sponsored by Toyota, and as a result, Optimus Prime actually has the word Toyota printed just below the windshield of the windshield of his alt mode, which ends up being his robot mode chest. So yeah, Optimus Prime has the word Toyota tattooed on him. So that's one could argue that this could be a Lunar Toyota Prime if they wanted. But yeah, it's a pretty nice Transformers action figure overall. You got Takara Tomy's logo in the actual blue background, as it has on its products. And yeah, there's Optimus Prime in his robot mode and his alternate mode. And because it's a Moon Roller for the box art, it's just the product photos of Optimus Prime on a background of the moon surface with the planet Earth here on the background, and which is always a sight to see, since human beings never see, actually the one place human beings never actually see when they look out at the stars in outer space is planet Earth itself, from beyond the atmosphere. So that's a pretty nice switch from instead of being the moon being up in the sky, when you're on the moon you see planet Earth up in the sky. I see a really nice reversal there. Got some product photos of Optimus Prime and his robot ode on this side of the box. The JAXA, which is how I'm going to call it, a Lunar Cruiser or Moon Roller Optimus Prime in his alt mode. Same words for the top of the box, same words you got on the exterior box, where the name of this product is Lunar Cruiser Prime. So one could argue that this is a separate character from Optimus Prime. Entirely, since his name isn't actually printed on it. Down here you've got the word Transformers written in both Japanese and English. English, you got some additional words printed on the box in Japanese, and I apologize, but if my life depended on it, I cannot read a lick of Japanese writing. Coming around to the back of the box, you've got more product photos of Lunar Cruiser Prime in his robot mode and his alt mode with all the accessory pieces attached. In addition to the actual Lunar Cruiser Prime figure itself, you also get a large solar panel which doubles as a shield slash solar panel for Prime when he's in his alt mode, and you got the satellite dish as well. The satellite dish is detachable. Oh, and what you're supposed to do is remove it from the roof of the alt mode and put it on Optimus Prime's shoulder. And I believe in terms of accessory pieces, those are the accessory pieces that you get. Here on this side of the Lunar Cruiser, you've got this a cylinder built into it right here. I don't know if the cylinder is supposed to be an exhaust port or if it's a fuel tank. It might be a fuel tank. But that transforms into a type of a double barrel cannon that sticks out of the Prime's left side arm. And the solar panel, even though it is quite large, in vehicle mode, the only storage for it is just attaching it to the side of the his alt mode. I don't know if that's where an actual solar panel would go on the on this moon roller, if Oler or not. But like I said, I haven't really I didn't really read up too much info on this action figure. I just thought it was a fantastic and unique looking action figure of Optimus Prime. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, the main reason I got this action figure is because one Transformers character that I've been desperate to have an action figure of in my Transformers collection is a character that's never been given a modern Chug-style action figure in the Generations line by Hasbro. And that Generation 1 character is Thunderclash. Thunderclash was one of the last Generation 1 characters in the Generation 1 line, and I figured that this figure could be used as a stand-in for Thunderclash, even though it doesn't look a thing like him. So I'm just really hoping that someday we'll get an official action figure of Thunderclash released by Hasbro. I was hoping that maybe it would be announced that he would be one of the leader class figures being released in the Age of the Primes line, but so far no luck. But hopefully someday soon. But in the meantime, this is still a pretty unique and impressive Transformers action figure regardless. There's only a handful of Transformers action figures that have had a moon roller or a Mars rover for an alt mode. I can use the fingers on my hands the names of Transformers action figures and characters that have had some type of a moon roller or Mars rover for an alt mode. There was the Dark of the Moon version of Oler. There was a Generation 1 on Micromaster Countdown, who I believe was the first ever Transformers character to have a type of moon roller or moon rover over for his alt mode. There was also Armada Jetfire's Minicon partner, Honor Kamitor. He had a Mars rover for an alt mode. So yeah, this might be the physically largest Transformers action figure that's had a type of moon roller for an alt mode. So without further delay, let's actually get this guy unboxed. And I don't know what mode he comes packaged in inside of this box, but whichever one it is, we will start off with that mode, and then the second mode is what we will end the video review on. Alright, and so before we actually get him fully unboxed, for those of you wondering what the plastic tray looks like with the figure still inside, here it is. So yeah, Lunar Cruiser Prime does come packaged, transformed into his alt mode. Here on the back you've got the instruction sheets, which was curled up to fit over the vehicle on the other side. Alright, so yeah, pretty impressive size-wise. This figure's in between the size of a leader class and Voyager class action figure. But yeah, there it is, just for you all wondering what the figure looked like while it was still inside the plastic box. Alright, and so here is Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime, or Lunar Cruiser Prime. in the mode he comes packaged in, which is his alt mode. Very nice looking vehicle. If this isn't just a prototype and JAXA really has built a moon roller like this where the astronauts can ride inside the interior area, adding further protection from the vacuum of outer space, then I applaud the designers for being able to do so. So the vehicle mode is not symmetrical. You've got one radio antenna here on the back, and then you've got two radio antenna of different lengths here on this side of the alt mode, and then of course this side has the cylinder, which again, I apologize for not knowing if it's supposed to be a fuel tank or what, but yeah, it's there's one on this side, but not the other side. And then of course you've got both the words JAXA in blue writing, and right above my finger, my camera's just barely picking it up. If I get at the right angle, you can see the word Toyota there. On that side, same here. There's a good angle where my camera's picking up the word Toyota. It's got the word Toyota written in silver letters, and then JAXA, Japan's NASA written in blue letters on the side. And then you've got the word Toyota written right here on the front center of the front section there. So yeah, it's nice to know that this is a Toyota response. Toyota was the motor company that helped design this moon roller vehicle, and yeah, pretty nice looking overall. I do enjoy the design of it, the shape of the tires, the color of the wheels and everything. And yeah, I just really enjoy how it came out. Every side, there's a lot of detailing to it now. You even got a winch cable sculpted here on the bottom front, which is painted silver. And yeah, I just love when all the details are painted in. It doesn't make it look so bland, and it adds a lot of life to it. And then of course here behind the windshield you've got Japan's flags painted on both sides, so that's really nice to see that out there as well. It does roll fairly well, even though I'm using my hand and it's not on a flat surface. This version of this action figure does roll pretty well. Bringing the box back, one thing I forgot to show for the box was the bottom side. All sorts of disclaimers and everything in writing here on the back of the box. And then of course up here, shout out to MGO316, Sad Pac-Man. So yeah, small parts are choking hazard for young children. But yeah, there, as you can see, using the box as an example, it rolls really well. There is unfortunately some low clearance space with the robot mode Elvis and the shin guards and sitting right there for air. But yeah, overall a really impressive ability to roll across a solid flat surface. One minor drawback though is that the radio antenna were being held down by plastic tie downs, and so as a result this front antenna, it's sitting off at an angle instead of being sitting straight up. So right out of the box it's bent out. That one radio antenna is bent out of shape, but it's a minor nitpick that can easily be overlooked. And for the accessory pieces, you attach the satellite dish here on the top up section of the vehicle mode, and then of course you can bend it so it's facing forward, or you can have it facing backward, or you can have it facing straight up. So yeah, pretty flexible looking satellite dish. And as I said earlier in the video, the only way to attach the solar panel, there's a peg and egg and a peg hole there on the side of the vehicle, and you've got the same set here on the solar panel itself. The solar panel is done it's done in the same. It's actually made out of the navy blue plastic that this 5mm peg here in the back center of it which is the same navy blue used on the actual action figure is. So all the silvery gray, and then the solar panels on the front, it's all paint, so just be mindful of that when you're handling this solar panel. So but yeah, unfortunately the only spot to attach the solar panel to the side of the vehicle mode is just having it here hanging off the side of it. As I said, I don't know if JAXA were to give a solar panel for these design a solar panel for these moon rollers, if the Toyota company would design the solar panel to just be sticking off the side like this. But yeah, still an impressive vehicle regardless. And for a size comparison with a random Transformers action figure that also has 6 wheels, here's Lunar Cruiser Prime next to Legacy United G1 Deluxe Optimus Prime. So yeah, pretty huge size difference. As I said, this action figure is in between the size of a Voyager and a Leader class Transformers action figure. So it is pretty big. And I love how the wheels on this vehicle are reversed from the wheel configuration that most Optimus Prime action figures have being semi-tractor trailer trucks. We've got 2 wheels on the front and then 6 wheels on the back. Heck, I love how it's 4 wheels on the front and 2 wheels on the back, and how the wheel configuration's reversed. So yeah, like I said, I don't know too much about JAXA and the types of vehicles they design for space exploration, but it is pretty impressive how it's a miniature version of this moon roller that the Toyota company designed. And so, without further delay, let's get this action figure transformed into robot mode and wrap up the review. Alright, and so here we have Lunar Cruiser Prime transformed into his robot mode, and going by the product photos on the box and other photos I've seen on Google Images, this is the official configuration for him. Where you have the satellite dish hanging up on top of this one's shoulder, and then you've got the solar panel hanging out here on the side. Removing it off for now. He does come with 2 smokestacks here on the shoulders. They're just very short so that you can put the satellite dish on one shoulder, and then you can put the solar panel here on the other shoulder. And so instead of smokestacks, he now has with exhaust pipes at the end of them. He has the satellite dish on one, and the solar panel on the other. I really love the paint detailing that was done on the solar panel. And I'll hear if I get it at an angle where my bedroom lamp is shining on it for you guys. Yeah, there, it's really reflective, and yeah, I really enjoy that here. As I said, it's you can have it attached like this, where it's being used as a shield for him. But in terms of weapons, this action figure unfortunately doesn't actually come with any. He does have the fingers are in a hinge joint, so he has open. He can have an open hand or a closed fist, which is something found on most Transformers action figures designed by Takara Tomy. He's got the one Autobot logo here on his shoulder. So he is an Autobot. And yeah, overall, pretty fantastic looking Transformers action figure. In terms of articulation, the head's on a ball joint, so it has the potential to spin clockwise and counterclockwise 360 degrees. There's no light piping on the figure, unfortunately, and the eyes are painted bright blue, following Sunbow Productions' animation model, in which Optimus Prime and the Autobots had blue eyes. My camera's not picking it up really well. In hand, you can see the much lighter blue on the eyes if you can get Optimus Prime's face at a good enough angle. My camera kind of glimpsed it right there for a moment. But yeah, the blue eyes, as if you shine a flashlight on Lunar Cruiser Prime's face, then you can see the his blue eyes there. But it's being drowned out by his helmet, and my camera's making it look as though the eyes are unpainted. That's why I actually enjoy action figures of Optimus Prime when they follow Optimus Prime's Generation 1 action figure, in which his eyes are yellow instead of blue, because the yellow pops out more from Optimus Prime's blue helmet. That's just a minor gripe for me personally, but yeah, I really do enjoy it here. Bringing focus back to articulation, the arms have the potential to spin 360 degrees, ease forwards and backwards, but because of the size of his backpack, you have to get the arms out at an awkward angle in order to get them to spin 360 degrees. Swivel joint in the bicep, hinged elbow joints, wrist swivels for the hands, which is nice. He does have a waist articulation. Unfortunately, due to how he transforms arms, it does get into the way of the backpack. So even though it has the potential to spin 360 degrees, the 360 degree spin is rendered useless with the backpack here. He does have universal joints in the hips, so the legs can go out this far, so he can do a full split. The legs can move forward that far, so you can get a good kicking motion from him. The legs only, unfortunately, go backward only this far, and it's not because of the backpack, it's due to how he transforms into the torso. How the torso transforms, the leg can only go backwards that far before it hits the Elvis of the robot mode. Swivel joints at the very top of the thigh. Hinge jointed knees, of course, and the feet can go up and down slightly at the toes. And you have ankle rockers if you want to get him into a sprawl-legged position. So yeah, pretty decent amount of articulation overall. And for one quick size comparison, one more time, here he is next to the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Optimus Prime action figure. So yeah, Lunar Cruiser Prime, he stands about, he's in between the height of a modern Leader and Voyager class action figure. As far as, because he's a collab Transformers action figure, some of the collab Transformers figures, even though some of them are meant to be the same size classes as other non-collaborative Transformers action figures, I want to say he's in between the size of a Voyager and Leader class Transformer. He's the size of a large Voyager for sure, and then he's at the same time the size of a small Voyager. But yeah, I do enjoy how tall he is. Even though Legacy United G1 Optimus Prime, which has become my current go-to size comparison figure, even though he's one of the smallest deluxe class Transformers action figures that's ever been released, he's really small, all compared to Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime. Huge height difference there. For a size comparison with a larger size deluxe class Transformers action figure, just grabbing one that I randomly have sitting nearby. Here is Generations Deluxe Class Worlds Collide Fangry. So yeah, still a pretty large-sized Transformers action figure. As I said, I originally got this figure with the idea of maybe repurposing him into a version of Generation 1 Thunderclash, but looking at him now, I know that's probably not, even in my own mind, as much as I want to have an action figure of Thunderclash in my Transformers collection. The figure doesn't look a thing like him, like Generation 1 Thunderclash, but overall, on its own, it is still a pretty impressive Transformers action figure. I may end up calling this guy Lunar Cruiser Prime and treat him as a separate character from Optimus Prime. Just because he looks like he could be his own, not an individual Transformers character that's a Prime regardless. Regardless, but I do love, one thing I do love is that the only red that he has is in the lower arms. That's the only part of him that's red, to show that he's supposed to be, excuse me for yawning during the review, that he's supposed to be a different version of Optimus Prime. And then of course the only blue is the head, the hands, and the front of the lower legs. One thing to note, and this is the only complaint I have with this Transformers action figure, the antenna that was bent out of shape. When you transform the figure into robot mode, the antenna just sticks out here on the side of the back. So even if the solar panel wasn't attached to it, you could end up hitting the antenna here with the arm like that and bending it out of shape further in the direction that it's already bent out of shape in. So yeah, just be mindful of that. I kind of wish they would have, the designers at Takara Tomy would have designed the antenna to sit in a different direction. Actually, there is the solar panel just fell off since I had it facing upside down. But yeah, due to how the figure transforms, there isn't really any storage space for it. Or you just have to have it sticking off the side like that. So yeah, that's the only gripe. That's the only gripe I have with this figure, is storage of the radio antenna. And when you transform it into robot mode. So yeah, overall, this is one impressive Transformers action figure. And to answer the proverbial question for the reviews, do I recommend getting the Transformers Takara Tomy exclusive Lunar Cruiser Prime or Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime and adding it to your Transformers collection? I only recommend getting this if you're a fan of real-life space exploration vehicles, if you're a fan of Optimus Prime, and if you're a fan of both of those things at the same time, then I do recommend getting this action figure. It's a pretty impressive and unique-looking Transformers action figure in its own right. But if you aren't necessarily a fan of the idea of Optimus Prime having a moon roller for an alt mode, then this figure can be an easy pass, since it is a Takara Tomy exclusive, and as a result of that, if you do find it on websites such as Amazon USA, which is where I got the figure from, and website station here in the United States, it's because it's a Takara Tomy exclusive, not meant for sale in Hasbro markets, then it can be very expensive to get this action figure here. I believe the retail price that this figure originally went to was $80 US. So yeah, like I said, even though he's the size of a leader class Transformers action figure, he's going for, his retail price is that of a commander class figure, and he is nowhere near as large as the smallest commander class figure that's been released so far to date, which I believe is, technically it's Constructicon Hook, since he was sold in a 2-pack with Long Haul. But jokes aside, was answer the question. Excuse me for yawning still. It's even with daylight savings time, it's the middle of the night and I gotta get to bed soon. So some fans and collectors might not find the size appropriate for the price you pay for it. But yeah, I just wanted to have a unique looking action figure in my Transformers collection, and I'm overall thrilled with the design, how the designers at Takara Tomy were able to design this action figure. So thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been the TFN Geek. This has been my review of the Takara Tomy exclusive Transformers Lunar Cruiser Prime or Lunar Cruiser Optimus Prime. Overall, it's a pretty impressive Transformers action figure, and it's one that I personally enjoy now having in my Transformers collection. Thank you to all my subscribers and friends for your continued support. And until next time, you guys, there's more reviews coming. Hopefully you'll stay tuned. You'll tune in to watch my other upcoming reviews. But until next time, you guys, please remember to stay safe, stay healthy, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone. Da-da-da.